Rice with the free kick. On from Cresswell. That's towards Antonio. Nice turn. Left the ball behind. Oliver Torres. Easy for Rice. Lanzini on the spin. Good turn again from Antonio. This time he's kept the ball. Now Yarmolenko. And still Yarmolenko. Nicely done. Lanzini. Souček's there again. And instead of going for goal, tried to tee it up for Pablo Fornals. Might have been better advised to have had another pop. Johnson. Yarmolenko, that's a foul, surely. Advantage played, though. Yarmolenko's done well. Cresswell. Again, lots of bodies up there. Calmly dealt with by Oliver Torres. Very cool. And he's managed to ping it forwards to Corona. Delaney. Jordan. Oliver Torres. Corona. Here's Martial, who's seen precious little of the ball. And has given that straight to Alphonse Areola. Well, Milan Lopetegui readying a third change of the game for Sevilla after just a few minutes of this extra time period. Here comes that change then. The man who scored the winning goal in the first leg is on. And Jesus Corona is told to take his place off the pitch via the shortest route possible. Fornals. Antonio. That's a foul. Needless one as well by Thomas Delaney. Cresswell, aiming for Rice. Navas has to be watchful. Didn't get much distance on the clearance. And here goes Rafa Mir. Oh, and he's quick as well. Lanzini's got to be careful. Oh, Rafa Mir still going. Wow. Absolute speedster there. That'll give West Ham some food for thought. Declan Rice. Antonio. On here for Johnson. Johnson, awkward one to deal with. And Delaney has to concede the corner. Delivered by Fornals. Oh, and the header from Dawson, and it's just wide from Souček. Oh, for a minute he thought he was in again. Two of their biggest men combining here. Dawson across, and Souček, the angle was just too tight for him. Couldn't get his head further across the ball to nudge it back on target. He thought that was going in, so did they. Oh, Declan Rice could be in here. Antonio stretching. Sevilla all over the place there. Distribution from the back has been poor all night, really. And count themselves fortunate to still be level on aggregate in the tie, especially with balls like that. Jordan. Munier. Jesus Navas. Looking for the pace of Rafa Mir. Rice. Fired forwards by Dawson. Up goes Antonio. Kunde. Here's Yarmolenko. Rice. Cresswell. Oh. There was three in claret and blue that could have got on the end of that. We'll just wait to see who he will be coming on for, and it's Anthony Martial who will get a bit of booing from the West Ham fans. The ex-Manchester United man started brightly but then faded as the game went on. Luis Cruz is the replacement. Yarmolenko. Antonio. Touch back to Rice. Cruz immediately at him. The West Ham retained possession. Cresswell. Now Rice. Drilled across to Johnson. Nice control. Not a bad ball in either. Antonio got up and is underneath it again. And Kunde deals with it. Well, clear-cut chances, not exactly flowing, but West Ham asking more of the questions. Fornals. Johnson, that was the pass. And then Fornals got that all wrong, but they've been giving it back again. Sevilla have been fortunate. Some of their passing has been awful. Yarmolenko. Antonio wants the foul, won't get it. Oliver Torres. Collected by Rice, who gives it to Lanzini. Rice again. Lovely stuff from Declan Rice. It's still Rice. Now Antonio. Mikel Antonio looking for the angle and running it behind. And in that tussle with Mikel Antonio, Goodell has done himself some damage. There's a card coming here from Clement Turpin. He's going to a member on the bench, Kevin Nolan, David Moyes' assistant, or one of them. He was no stranger to a yellow card when he was a player either. Still just the one additional minute. Souček. Antonio, here's Lanzini. That's going to be a free kick. Last chance for a goal in the first half of extra time, you'd have thought, with the minute that was signalled now up. In it goes from Rice. Promising, but dealt with. And still, it remains 1-1 on aggregate between West Ham and Sevilla. 15 minutes away now from penalty kicks to decide this Europa League tie. Yet another Sevilla change before we commence the second half of the additional 30 minutes. Gonzalo Montiel, who was an injury doubt, is on for the skipper, Jesus Navas. So will we have a winner in extra time, or are we destined to see this extremely tight tie settled by spot kicks? Urge to hit it, Rice, and it's still rising. Koundé. Couldn't make it stick. We've not seen much of him, part that real burst of pace that had Lanzini very worried. Yarmolenko just a bit too eager in the challenge. Well, he was brought on to take a penalty at the end of a game against Manchester United here in September. It was saved by David De Gea. Last goal was from the spot in the win against Watford in December. Mark Noble has scored from the spot in this competition this term as well against Rapid Vienna in November. Wouldn't be surprised in the 120th minute if it's all square still for Mark Noble to be drafted in as a spot kick specialist. West Ham have actually only ever been involved in one penalty shootout in European competition before. They did win it 5-3 against Birkirkara in the Europa League second qualifying round in 2015. Munir. Koundé. On from Cruz. Montiel. Koundé's up there. Jules Koundé. Back to Montiel. Dealt with by Zuma. Cruz. Awful touch that. Here goes Mikel Antonio. And he's got Fornals in support. But the ball is overhit. Montiel. Well, the introduction of those Sevilla substitutes does seem to have put a bit more energy into their play. Very much on the back foot in the second half, but on the charge here, and the effort well wide from Torres. Just opened up for a minute here for Mikel Antonio. Fornals did well to even get himself into the picture, but Antonio got his angles wrong with the ball. But his performance this evening shows just why it was such a huge concern whether he was going to be fit enough to play. Likewise, Aaron Cresswell, the ever-reliable left-back. ever reliable left back. The ever reliable left back. So off goes Nemanja Gudel, which is not good news for Sevilla, given how well he has marshalled Mikel Antonio. Jose Angel Carmona, the replacement. Sam might sense that there's a bit of a weakness in the heart of that Sevilla backline now. Antonio. Here's Fornals. Fornals has a go! Well saved, but the rebound's in! And it's Andrei Yarmolenko once again! What a couple of days for the Ukrainian. A very emotional goal at the weekend. And now, what could be a massive goal for West Ham United tonight. Well, Antonio managed to help wriggle it on. The big switch then came the way of Fornals, who was allowed to advance, had a ping at goal. I don't think Yasin Bunu covered himself in glory with the way that he let it squirm out to Yarmolenko, who did the rest. Not great goalkeeping. And Yarmolenko, who scored a magical goal against Aston Villa, with a more predatory finish there. And 60,000 West Ham United supporters are on their feet, just as they were, to acclaim his very special goal against Aston Villa at the weekend. And you have to say, it's no more than West Ham deserve on the balance of play. All of a sudden, they need a goal, and Gonzalo Montiel can't find one. Well, it's a very emotional time for Andrei Yarmolenko at the moment. Before scoring against Aston Villa at the weekend, his only goal this season had come in the Europa League against Rapid Vienna in November, and now finds the net in back-to-back matches. The biggest night in their European history for such a long time is set to have a happy ending. They are getting set to discover their quarter-final opponents in the draw tomorrow, as Manuel Lanzini departs to be replaced by club captain Mark Noble to help get West Ham over the line. Koundé. Oliver Torres. Joan Jordan. Oliver Torres. Goodmanson. Better looking ball in. Well, he is living every moment of it. And Cresswell now is down. Julian Lopetegui has the look of a concerned man, not just because of the current scoreline and the fact that time's against them, but their general play has not been what we've come to expect from Sevilla. Another magical moment for Andrei Yarmolenko at the London Stadium. And he sends his message to those supporters as well. Yellow card for Cresswell for time wasting. Well, he wants more from his side, but they haven't got much time to bail themselves out of trouble now. Sevilla, the most successful team in the history of this tournament, heading out. Now, here's Fornals. How adventurous do West Ham want to be? Antonio. Fornals. Here's Noble. Fornals, there's no flag, well, there is now. West Ham have still got a couple of changes up their sleeve. Rafa Mir. It's off Souček. It will be a Sevilla corner. They've not had many of those. And there will still be an anxious moment or two for the hosts. Issa Diop is going to come on for Pablo Fornals, so this is very much a defensive move, as you would expect. Well, a big hand for Fornals. It was his shot that was parried, which Yarmolenko got to the rebound of. Well, defend this corner, and they're almost there, and the keeper's already up. Doesn't come to Bunu. Cruz. Declan Rice. Now, all of a sudden, Cruz has got to be careful because his keeper's out of his ground. Oliver Torres. Luis Cruz. Handy looking ball in. Met well though by Dawson. Really good stuff from Declan Rice. Final minute of normal time in extra time. And Rice has run it out. Just a glimmer for Sevilla with the concession of possession there. Tossed in, but plenty back there to deal with it. And Yarmolenko's fouled, and that will take us into injury time. Well, the smile's about to get that bit broader. Another change to just try and nudge West Ham into the quarter-finals. Ryan Fredericks for Mikel Antonio. Fredericks on then for Antonio. Cleared by Areola, who's had a very good game, to be fair. Now or never for Sevilla. Here's Cresswell. Yarmolenko lifted forwards for Noble, but he was fouled. And that will get them ever closer. Well, the celebrations have already begun. Very close to being able to begin them officially now. Cresswell jostling. Kept in by Yarmolenko to avoid it going for the goal kick. West Ham's biggest home game in European football for 40 years ends in success. They are through to the quarter-finals of the Europa League. A broad smile from David Moyes after yet another emotional evening for Andrei Yarmolenko, who comes on from the bench to score the decisive goal in the tie. And West Ham, good value for it over the piece as well. Sevilla didn't hit the heights that we've become accustomed to from them, but West Ham were very much on it and made the most of the 60,000 supporters who were crammed in here to cheer them on. And it is a night that will live long in the memory for all of those here to witness it. They can now look forward to finding out who they will face in the last 8 of the Europa League. They've beaten Sevilla 2-0 here tonight after extra time to go through 2-1 on aggregate.
Namaste, WWE.
WWE Superstar Edge.
Wishing you a very happy,
Happy holy, a happy and colorful holiday.
happy holiday!
This match is brought to you by FedEx and Lay's, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
Good evening and welcome to the Stade Pierre-Mauroy in Lille in northern France, just near the border with Belgium, where the holders of the UEFA Champions League, Chelsea, are well set to continue their defence of the crown as they arrive here with a 2-0 lead from the first leg in London. One of the papers in France had a headline saying that the hosts are at the foot of the mountain going into this game tonight, and certainly their chances of getting back into the tie haven't been helped by the absence of key man Renato Sanchez due to injury. But the home supporters are certainly doing their bit tonight. It is the first time that this stadium has hosted a Champions League knockout round tie, and they're definitely going to make the most of it. They are in decent nick at the moment as well. Jocelyn Gourvenec's men, with Chelsea the only side that have beaten them across their last 6 matches. But it is a very tall order against the star-studded side from West London, who are looking to continue their very impressive record in knockout round ties when they have taken the lead in the first leg. But what a moment this is for Lille and their fans to be able to savour the atmosphere of a knockout round tie at this ground and enjoy the famous anthem in front of such a packed arena here. Looking at the team news, Leo Jardim's been keeping a tight shop at the back of late, 5 straight clean sheets in the league. The back line in front of him are the same as the first leg, with Jose Font having played every minute in the league and the Champions League this season. The absence of injured star man Renato Sanchez sees Benjamin Andre come in. He missed the draw at St Etienne through illness, and 36-year-old Burak Yilmaz makes his first start since mid-February in attack alongside Jonathan David. They struck up a prolific partnership last season, not quite been firing on all guns this term though. Man in the middle is the vastly experienced Italian official Davide Massa. It is an all-Italian team of officials, with the man watching the replays, Massimiliano Irati, the VAR. You can see Cesar Alice-Pilaqueta there, one of the players that comes into the team for Thomas Tuchel tonight. He switched things up in terms of personnel and formation. 5 changes from the late win over Newcastle, and a move to a back 3 as well. A sturdy-looking central midfield as well, with Kovacic coming in to bolster things alongside Conte and Jorginho. Pulisic up top alongside Havertz. They both scored in the 2-0 win in the first leg. Havertz actually has 6 goals in his last 7 games. So, a tough task for Lille, but Thomas Tuchel says playing the role of underdogs will suit the home side down to the ground. He will be hoping for another important goal from Kai Havertz to try and get them over the line. Burak Yilmaz up against another fellow wise man in Thiago Silva at the back for Chelsea tonight.
This match is brought to you by Liga, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
When 2 of your fiercest rivals draw daggers at each other, well, sit back, relax, and watch the carnage. Simple pleasures of a cricket fan. Australia tour of Pakistan, 3rd test, Monday 21st March, 10:30 AM.
Whoa, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, The Undertaker.
India, it's time again. Time for the most prestigious WrestleMania, where the laws of Newton will fail and the law of inertia will derail. Be it the longest reigning tribal chief, Roman Reigns, or the 7-time champion Brock, the heavyweight beast. Biggest of the superstars will unleash their fury. WWE WrestleMania, 3rd and 4th April, 5:30 a.m. onwards.
Formation is the key. If you don't get it right, your opposition will go through you like a piece of cake. Sorry. For more tasty insights into the UEFA Champions League, the Bundesliga, the UEFA Nations League, and much more from the world of football, simply tune into The Top Corner with John Dykes every Thursday on Sony 10-2. Sony Perikega.
FA Cup quarter-final, Middlesbrough versus Chelsea. Tomorrow, 10:45 p.m. live on Sony Sports Network.
This match is brought to you by FedEx, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Chelsea beat Lille 2-1 home and away in the group stage a couple of seasons ago. The stakes are a lot higher as we are into the knockout phase of the competition now. And the task is a lot taller for them this evening, Matt Holland, without Renato Sanchez being available.
Absolutely. I know the manager said that he does things that others can't, so he will be a big miss. What I would say is it's a terrific atmosphere inside the ground, and that's something they can really feed on. Chelsea have gone with a fairly pragmatic and I think sensible approach with his team selection tonight, Thomas Tuchel. 3 defensively minded central midfielders, but in Kovacic and Kante, he has got 2 players that can drive forward with the ball.
And it looks like a switch to a 4-4-2 for the home side as well. With Munson getting forwards on the left. He is a left-back by trade, but has good attacking instincts, as he's shown there, to win an early corner.
He has annoyed himself, but didn't quite get his touch right, but actually it's not the worst to get a corner so early on. Just gets the crowd up that little bit more, not that they need it.
Chelsea have been so miserly defensively, especially in the Champions League. They've kept more clean sheets than any other side since the start of last season. Corner to defend here, which is easily done by Kai Havertz at the near post. Here is Burak Yilmaz. Stood up nicely and easy enough for Edu Mendy to make the gather. One of a number of the Chelsea players who have plied their trade in France before.
Just saw Thiago Silva there barking his orders, unhappy actually that the cross was allowed to come in so easily. He was, I felt, imperious in the first leg. So controlled, so composed on the ball.
He says he's really enjoying his time at Chelsea. Kovacic enjoying that pass forwards. Pulisic couldn't quite work it on towards Kai Havertz. Here is Gudmundsson. 3 in yellow for company, but he's come away with it well. Need a fast start, Lille. Yilmaz, not a great pass from him, straight down the throat of Alonso. It'll be interesting to see how that 3-man midfield of Jorginho, Conte and Kovacic operate. Looks at the moment as though Jorginho is sitting the deeper of the trio.
Yeah, it does. N'Golo Kante and Kovacic given that licence to get forward. Kai Havertz just dropping into the hole.
As he has done here, and he's won the free kick as well, Kai Havertz.
He's been in great form. Kai Havertz of late, leading the line well, in the team ahead of Romelu Lukaku. the system they're playing tonight, he could easily have picked the two of them together. Decided to go with Pulisic alongside him.
Thiago Silva. Here is Jorginho, stabbed forwards by Azpilicueta. Havertz kept his feet well, Botman for company. Havertz can't get past him. I think it came off Havertz last as well.
Good defending, Sven Botman. Excellent tackle, and it did indeed come off Havertz last. Not exactly sitting in deep, Chelsea. You know, I thought that they'd be a little bit more defensive, but Azpilicueta and Alonso both playing quite high up in wide areas. It's an area that Lille could have some joy. If they're going to play 4-4-2, they could have the extra man in those wide areas.
Yilmaz has gone down here.
Stamped on the top of the foot from Azpilicueta. That's a sore one.
Thomas Tuchel has experience of facing Lille in the past. In fact, he and Jocelyn Gourvenec have come up against each other twice before, both matches coming in January of 2019. Gourvenec was actually in charge of Guingamp then. They were 2-1 winners at Paris Saint-Germain, a cup quarter-final tie at the start of the month. So 10 days later, Tuchel's Paris won 9-0 at the Parc des Princes, their biggest home win in Liga. Certainly want to try and inject some energy into the start. They actually started the first leg at Stamford Bridge pretty well after Chelsea had an excellent opening 10 minutes, but that was with Renato Sanchez pulling the strings in midfield. He certainly stepped up to the plate in that game and created a handful of decent openings for them. You just wonder where that creativity may come from this evening.
Yeah, I know Thomas Tuchel actually was impressed with them, impressed with their performance, said they were aggressive, they were direct.
Mendy lift it too high. Jocelyn Gourvenec was also talking about how they needed to treat this as if it was a game against Paris Saint-Germain. Similar kind of mentality that they have shown when they've managed to upset the odds against them. Defied expectations to get to this stage. Nobody thought that they would finish top of their group. Never mind being written off.
Yeah, not after 3 games. They won the last 3 to get into the last 16. I was actually looking at the great games that they had in the group stage at home. Drew 2 of them 0-0, 1-1, 1-0. None of those would be good enough, of course, to get through tonight. So that fast start you talked about is so vital to them. Get that early goal.
Just in case you're not aware, because it is still a relatively recent change, no away goals. Here's Yilmaz, meanwhile, trying to find a goal, and it hits Thiago Silva and goes behind. It was certainly travelling from Burak Yilmaz. That was a chance.
It was good pressure in midfield. I know Thomas Tuchel was praising Lille for their high press, and that was great work, winning the ball back. Chelsea trying to play out from the back. It opened up nicely for Yilmaz.
In from Bamba. Again, doesn't clear the first man. That's 2 corners now that they've not really tested Chelsea with. Conte's header's clever there. Here's Havertz. Running into trouble, but being bailed out by the whistle.
You see Thiago Silva playing that ball into Jorginho, and 3 men around him quite quickly, and it did open up nicely. Terrific block from Thiago Silva. Arms behind his back, just making sure that he doesn't handle it.
Well, he and Jonathan David were the driving force behind the title win for Lille last season. It's not been anywhere near as prolific for them this term, but perhaps they've got a big turn in them tonight. Rudiger under pressure. Here's Alonso. And again, the home fans can feed off that. Andre. Here's Bamba. Yilmaz. Neatly done. Xhaka. Oh, over goes Jonathan David. That's a free kick. It might be a card as well.
Slightly over-eager, wasn't he, Andreas Christensen? Jorginho nicked the ball. He could only divert it into the path of Jonathan David, and you'll see just tries to nick it in front of him, just catches his heel.
Well, it's in a good area. Yet another clean sheet in the Champions League in the first leg success. So Gudmundsson and Yilmaz in attendance. Referee getting some advice from the home fans that the Chelsea wall's not back the requisite distance. Still not quite back as far as Davide Massa wants. Finally all set then. Who will strike? It's Yilmaz, and it's a waste.
It's a big ball that Chelsea have assembled, and it's a difficult one for him. Mendy had it covered anyway. There's Piliqueta lying down behind in case he went under the wall.
The cold, hard stats do spell out the size of the task ahead for Lille. A 1-0 loss at Juventus in the group stage this season, one of only 4 in Chelsea's last 27 Champions League matches, and that loss also one of only 2 in their last 20 European away games. Hatem Ben Arfa has experience of playing against Chelsea. He did come on from the bench in the first leg. Cleared by Mendy.
They're quite narrow out of possession, Lille. Worried about Chelsea having that extra man in the middle of the pitch.
Mendy nearly played into trouble. David was sniffing around. Chelsea have come away with it. Here's Havertz. That's not a great pass from him, though. And Chelsea haven't really hit their stride early on, in contrast to the first leg, when they started like an absolute train and could easily have been 3 up.
It's different, isn't it, tonight? Already 2 goals ahead. They know that they've got to try and quieten the crowd as much as possible, try and control the game, try and contain Lille. It's been a slow start from them.
Their patchy league form continued on Friday evening when they were held to a goalless draw at home by struggling St Etienne, but it was another clean sheet for them. They've kept 5 in a row now in Liga. That's what their title-winning season was built on last term as well, so perhaps that defensive steel is starting to return. Conte. That's Piliqueta. Loose from Conte. Font going all the way back. First real touch for Leo Jardim. And now the flag is up.
Like done that, Chelsea. Long balls from back to front. Antonio Rudiger putting that ahead of Yilmaz.
Now Jorginho into Pulisic. First real foray forwards for Chelsea. Pulisic dug out the cross well. Lille dealt with it well, and now Yilmaz is tugged over by Jorginho, and perhaps a warning, no more of those or else you'll get a card the colour of your shirt.
Not too much in it, but it's a foul. It's actually a good foul from Jorginho to give away, stop that counter-attack.
You mentioned, didn't you, Matt, that Thomas Tuchel said that he thought Lille played well at Stamford Bridge. He said they were physical, attacked high up the pitch. It was actually quite impressive, and one of the major things was their pressing game, because they were very brave in that respect, and they've tried to get on the front foot early on this evening, as they have to do against the reigning champions.
It's been an encouraging start from them. They're playing at a high tempo, not allowing Chelsea to settle.
Tuchel also just hinting at the fact that his side played Sunday, Lille were in action on Friday. That's not a bad ball in. Goodmanson was hunting for it, but Mendy can gather.
Plenty of experience, though, in that Chelsea back line as well. Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, the goalkeeper.
Gauging the mood in the French media, there was a belief that Lille could shake Chelsea up a little bit and give them a run for their money, that this wasn't a foregone conclusion. Alonso for Jorginho. Pulisic wrestled off him by Botman. No foul. Goodmanson, who has got pace, gives Christensen the run around and then gets the corner. No, goal kick in fact, but there we saw his attacking instincts. In the first leg, Jallo was preferred because he was a bit more defensively minded, but Goodmanson getting high up there.
He's attacked well actually down that left-hand side. Chelsea claiming a foul at the other end. I'm not sure it was getting too much in that. Pulisic overran the ball a fraction.
Chelsea did face French opposition on their way to winning the Champions League last season. Victorious home and away against Rennes. Azpilicueta taking his time. Kovacic, met by Botman, out for a Chelsea throw.
Senior pro, using his experience, Cesar Azpilicueta.
Christensen. But turns to chase. Dealt with by Jallo. Jocelyn Gourvenec agreed with Thomas Tuchel, said he thought his side played well in the first leg. Thought it was a decent split in terms of the share of possession, but offensively they weren't dangerous enough. Said they need to be more clinical and make Chelsea defend their own penalty area more often, but as we've said before, the absence of Renato Sanchez will make that a lot easier said than done. Jallo. Seen too much going through the middle of the pitch so far.
No, I think they're trying to defend. They are trying to defend the centre of the pitch where Chelsea are strong. When they win it, they're trying to spread the ball into wide areas where they're hoping they've got the extra man. If Alonso and Azpilicueta get isolated,
Botman is Jose Font. Celik touched off by Bamba, who gets it back now. Couldn't quite wriggle it on to Zeki Celik. He said winning against Newcastle on Sunday was a question of mentality, resilience and physicality for his side, which is the kind of thing that makes any coach in the world particularly happy with his players.
And a goal of real quality as well from Kai Havertz. Touch and finish absolutely sublime.
A four-man in front of goal at the moment, Kai Havertz. And for the big occasion as well, the winner in the Champions League final last season, the Club World Cup final, that pressure penalty, goal that could well be important for their top four hopes in the Premier League this season against Newcastle, as Matt says. It's been the easiest start to his Chelsea career. Conte gives away an easy free kick on Thiago Jallo.
They've been a bit sloppy in possession actually a couple of times in N'Golo Conte. Playing and drifting out to that right-hand side a fair bit in the early stages.
Conte helps it on. There was a foul in there. Referee plays on. It's Azpilicueta.
He always wants the ball, no matter whether he's marked or not.
Kovacic. Back to Alonso. Here is Jorginho, who couldn't make it stick that time. And all of a sudden, Jonathan David leading the charge. And he's found Yilmaz as well. David in the centre. And the ball in is nowhere near him.
I wonder whether the flag might have gone up anyway on Yilmaz. Typical, isn't it? Effusive with your praise for Jorginho, and then he gives it away. And then they try and counter. With the hit, the cross, Yilmaz. Chelsea were quick to get bodies back, actually, as well.
Well, it was such a tall order for Jocelyn Gourvenec to come in after losing a number of key players over the summer. Placing the title-winning coach. Picked up a bit domestically, but still a long way off the top.
Plenty to do if they're going to try and qualify for the Champions League next season.
Seki Celik. Jose Font, who saw L'Equipe describe as rust-proof, given that he has played every minute in the League and the Champions League this season, despite being 38 years young. Be happy with being called rust-proof?
That is some effort. Yeah, I'd take it if I was still playing the Champions League at 38.
Rudiger. Chelsea perhaps just riding that early storm from Lille. Now looking for Havertz, who's got the run on Botman, who recovers to guide home to Leo Jardim.
I think you're Thomas Tuchel. You're looking at the clock. First objective, quarter of the game gone, and it's goalless. It's a disciplined start from Chelsea.
Conte just putting the ball out here after Christensen seemed to land awkwardly.
Heavy fall. Yilmaz sees him, just backs in, tries to just nudge Christensen. Good news, back on his feet.
Tuchel describing Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso as specialists when talking about his selection for this evening and the formation. Not look too special in possession there, though, Chelsea. Here goes Yilmaz, who overruns it himself. Kovacic. Oh, wonderful work to slalom his way through. Pulisic. Havertz waits. Pulisic for Kai Havertz, who couldn't get the touch he was hoping for.
Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Conte are brilliant at that. You know, it might on paper look quite a defensive midfield, but they do take the opposition out of the game by driving forward. They carry the ball so well.
Starting to click into gear a bit more now, Chelsea. Havertz hoping and not getting the free kick. Here's Kovacic. Now it's Alonso. Rudiger.
I think we're only 25 minutes in. You're looking at Lyon, and they can't press continually. They want to try and press high up the pitch. It's just impossible to do it for 90 minutes, particularly if Chelsea are going to keep the ball as they are doing now.
Jorginho. Just feels that there are a few more gaps emerging for Chelsea to exploit now. Azpilicueta. Into Conte. Back for Jorginho. Rudiger gives him the option. Now Alonso. Rudiger lifted towards Conte, met by Font, cleared by Celik, not into an ideal area though, and Kovacic has it back. Pulisic offloading to Alonso, decent ball in that, nearly came the way of Pulisic on the rebound and Conte with the foul, but that was a really good period for Chelsea.
Yeah, it was. Dangerous ball in as well across that 6-yard box. I think Azpilicueta's in there as well. One wing back to the other. He's the one that almost gets on the end of it.
Well, Chelsea seeing a lot of the ball. Zeki Celik. Rudiger's there. So it's Celik again. He gets a little bit lucky there, Zeki Celik.
I think he's right, the referee, because I think Kovacic does catch him. And that's the reason why the foul's given.
Happy with the general performance so far, but they need goals.
Noise is just dampened slightly as well. Such a hectic opening to the game.
Thiago Silva is shoved over. Knew what he was up to there.
That's brilliant again from Thiago Silva. He's read the game so well over many years. Chelsea's a rare foray into Lille territory. Slightly overhit from Pulisic to Havertz. Not sure Havertz was particularly expecting it.
Font. Too much on that for Bamba to do anything with. Rudiger met it. Bamba's there this time, Yilmaz after it, and his fellow wily campaigner Thiago Silva is there. Historically, once Chelsea get their noses in front in the Champions League, they go on to get the business done. They've gone through on 9 of the 11 occasions they've won the first leg of a tie-in. The exceptions being Barcelona in the quarter-finals in 2000 and Liverpool in that 2007 semi-final encounter. Well, they might be off the pace in the Premier League. They've been doing a decent job in knockout competitions. Of course, only lost the League Cup final on penalties to Liverpool. They're through to the last 8 of the FA Cup in England and are Club World Cup champions too. Alonso with the header, collected by Kovacic. Pulisic back to Mendy eventually. Christensen. Havertz has managed to force the throw.
Well, to the second favourite for that. Enough of a presence to force the mistake.
Thomas Tuchel said that they knew it was going to be a 4-4-2 from Lille this evening. They were ready for a fluid, aggressive and direct team. They seem to have dealt with that threat pretty well after a bright start from Lille, which has faded as the half has gone on.
Game plan's working well for Thomas Tuchel. Half an hour in, it's not as if Edouard Mendy's had too much to do in the Chelsea goal.
That's going to be a free kick for the challenge on Thiago Giallo, who made up such good ground to get up there.
He's had a couple of blows, hasn't he, Christensen? That heavy fall. He was involved in another incident just after that. This is a worry. There's options on the bench. Malang Sarr, Trevor Chalobah.
He's chasing a record this evening, Thomas Tuchel. He's won 31 of his 49 Champions League matches. Zinedine Zidane holds the record for wins in his first 50 games as a manager in the tournament with 31, so he can tip him to that, but he has got other things on his mind here, with Chalobah perhaps being ready to come on for Andreas Christensen.
That doesn't look good for him.
Chalobah did start at the weekend in that late victory over Newcastle United, and he's definitely coming on here as the international sign for substitution is made. That was as part of a back four at the weekend, so slightly different system, but one that he's played in before.
Actually, I think he's better in there as part of the three. Last-minute instructions.
An old school, and they've got it on paper.
Maybe the iPad's run out of charge.
Well, so far so good in terms of the plan for Thomas Tuchel. Half-time coming into view and the 2-0 aggregate advantage still intact. No handball, but Fonta's got the ball back for Lille anyway. Zeki Celik not enough on that pass for Bamba, who's then fouled Alonso. Should give Chelsea the chance to make the change.
Just slot in on the right side of that back three.
Pulisic can quite angle on towards Azpilicueta. Xhaka with a good turn. Decent pass as well into Andre. Andre sending David slightly wide. Chalobah given the runaround with his first piece of action since coming on, and then committing the foul, which is going to earn him a yellow card within minutes of his introduction.
Welcome to the game. First thing he has to do, he gets wrong, gets beaten too easily, tries to make amends for the mistake, and only bring his man down. Grab of the shirt. Fortunately for him, it's just outside the area. Nice skill from David.
So booking for Chalobah and a free kick for Chelsea to defend. Lille have not made the most of their set-piece opportunities so far. Goodmanson's waiting on the edge of the area here. Nobody in yellow's picking him up as of yet. Clipped in, and Mendy gets a hand to it. Back in once again by David. Not convincing defending from Chelsea. They're asking for handball in there. Might be the first time that Massimiliano Irrati, the VAR, gets involved tonight. David. Conte into Jorginho, who's looking to release Havertz here. Neatly back to Pulisic, and now play is stopped.
This is interesting. This means that they're checking for a potential handball, and the fact that they've stopped play suggests that this might well be given. It's Jorginho, who just pushes his arm down on the ball, and I think he could be in trouble. See, there's a clear movement of the arm to the ball. His arm's up, unnatural position, and then there's a movement to the ball. I know the distance is quite close, but you could tell of the reaction of the Lille players straight away. They felt it was a penalty.
Massimiliano Irrati has informed his compatriot, Davide Massa, that he should go and have a look at the monitor. Obviously, he didn't get a decent look at it because it was at quite close quarters.
I think there's enough there to suggest that this is going to be given.
Hasn't needed to see it too many times, and I think we know what's coming next. It's a Lille penalty, and it's an avenue back into the tie for the home side. Disappointment for Jorginho. And now, Edu Mendy is the man in the spotlight.
Just saying, what am I supposed to do? Well, not put your arm to the ball. That would be a start.
When will they learn that it's not going to change his mind?
Just a bit of gamesmanship, just trying to delay the taking of the kick so that Yilmaz has longer to think about it.
So Burak Yilmaz making his first start since mid-February with the pressure penalty to give Lille a foothold in the tie. It's Yilmaz, and it's a goal. And Lille are back to within one goal of Chelsea. They've made a lot of noise before the game. It gets even louder now. Real hope and belief amongst those home supporters. thanks to Burak Yilmaz's successful spot kick.
Well, the delay didn't affect him. That is a wonderful penalty, right in the corner. There isn't a keeper in the world that could save this. It is right in the corner. Brilliant, under pressure. That is a fantastic finish. Now then, we have a game.
Conte. Well, you'd say Chelsea could probably do with getting to half-time now, with it being just the 1-0. Jorginho, is he caught there by Andre? Referee says yes.
That noise that had just dampened slightly, it's back, and back with a bang. The place is bouncing. Chelsea haven't really looked in too much danger. It's them giving the goal away rather than Lille earning it.
Long from Jose Font. Rudiger wins the header against Yilmaz, but here's Celik. Swept across by Andre. Jeka. Fizzed across looking for Yilmaz, cut out though by Alonso. Chelsea on the move now with Kovacic. He says he was caught. Referee happy for play to go on. Goodmanson. Now Giallo. Bamber. Jose Font. Giallo under pressure, opts to go back to Botman. Zeki Celik. Yilmaz is offside.
It's happened too many times, I think. Chelsea keeping that high line. Mind you, it's his goal. Separates the sides on the night. Jorginho's hand, guilty. Some penalty.
Turns 37 in the summer, the Turkish forward. That's his third goal in 7 Champions League appearances this season. His compatriot Celik. Goodmanson. Under pressure from Azpilicueta. From Havertz, and he's lost it as well, and brings down Kai Havertz just outside the area. Well, he's not known for his defensive durability, Gabriel Goodmanson, and that was on show there.
Very similar actually to Chalobah at the other end, and again just outside the box. Both men have fallen into it, but foul committed outside the area.
And a pretty needless free kick to concede as half-time approaches. Alonso's hit it straight into the two-man wall. Chelsea get a corner, but they may have expected a bit more than that.
Yeah, disappointing from Marcos Alonso, usually so reliable.
Gets another bite of the cherry from the corner, Alonso. Again, can't find anyone in yellow. Pulisic's done well to guide it back to Kovacic. On now for Alonso.
He's not happy, Thomas Tuchel, obviously conceding the goal, but also the fact that they've probably not asked enough questions of Lille defensively. They've kept a fair bit of possession, and up until the goal, they actually, you could say they were controlling things. But even so, I still think you'd want a little bit more in forward areas.
Final minute of normal time in the first half, and Lille on the front foot. Bamba. Celik had made a clever run there, but David goes back to Font. David has made the run here. Rudiger can't get to him, but David can't guide it to Bamba. Alonso. Don't think you can begrudge Lille the 1-0 lead that Ruslan Gourvenec's men are set to take in at the break.
No, I agree. I think they're the ones that have shown the attacking intent, the ones that have gone at Chelsea. Chelsea have had a lot of the ball, not done too much with it. Seems to be a 5 and a 3, and then a big gap actually to the front two. Better from Pulisic coming to link it.
Chalobah. Thiago Silva. Here's Rudiger. Alonso was a bit telegraphed, which allowed Celik to nip in and hassle and harry him. Pulisic scampers after that one. The bounce was a little bit awkward for Botman. Xhaka diving in. David. Quite pick it up the other side of Jorginho. Here's Conte. Azpilicueta. Familiar feeling this for Chelsea in the Champions League. Conte. Celik's given that straight to Jorginho. Azpilicueta asking for it. Jorginho. Rudiger. Rudiger with the carry. Now it's Alonso. Last minute of additional time. There's a wall of red in front of them, though, that Chelsea are finding it hard to penetrate. Jorginho has managed to pick the lock here. Pulisic! Oh, that is brilliant! Chelsea level on the night, and with a 2-goal lead in the tie once again. After Thomas Tuchel's men managed to find a way through, and Pulisic guided the ball through.
Oh, it's a moment of real quality, the pass and the finish. Ever since going behind, they've stepped it up, Chelsea. Kept the ball well. It's a wonderful pick out from Jorginho, and what a finish. Arrows it into that bottom corner. The perfect response to going behind. Coolly guides it into the back of the net, brings Chelsea level.
Well, a big goal that arrives at such a big time in the tie as well, the cusp of half-time. Won't be much more action in the half, that is that, and it's a sucker punch for Lille, who were good value for what was set to be a 1-0 lead at the break through the penalty from Burak Yilmaz. But they were caught cold by a fabulous pass from Jorginho and a measured finish from Pulisic, who also scored in the first leg of the tie. So Chelsea back into a position of relative comfort in this Champions League tie. 1-1 on the night, they lead 3-1 on aggregate.
This match is brought to you by Lay's, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
When two of your fiercest rivals draw daggers at each other, well, sit back, relax, and watch the carnage. Simple pleasures of a cricket fan. Australia tour of Pakistan, third test, Monday 21st March, 10:30 a.m. India, it's time again. Time for the most prestigious WrestleMania. Be it the longest reigning tribal chief or the 7-time champion, the heavyweight beast. The biggest of the superstars will unleash their fury. WWE WrestleMania.
हमारे चैंपियंस जा रहे हैं तिरंगे को सबसे ऊंचा लहराने। इस बार 100 पार, फिर से हम होंगे कामयाब। 180 दिन बाद 19th एशियन गेम्स कहां?